So my grandfather used to make gloves for the Boston Braves.
No shit.
That's crazy.
The last time I took my grandfather to Fenway Park, we were sitting up in a box.
Should I record this?
Yeah,
Okay, and
yeah.
3, 2, 1, and we're going. Okay.
Comedian Josh Wolf is here.
Yeah.
So my grandfather has baseball gloves in the Hall of Fame. He used to
Really?
He used to have a company called Globe Gloves, and so early on, before in the war era, he was Globe Gloves, and then the government came to him and was like, "Hey, we'd like your factory for wartime," and so he gave up his factory for wartime. There were other glove manufacturers that did not. Glove manufacturers that you would recognize the name right now.
Right. Big glove.
And so he gave up his factory and his booming business. Like I said, he made gloves. The glove that I played with when I was in Little League, the name in the middle was Warren Spahn. If you Google Warren Spahn, he was he was a pitcher in the 40s or 50s, Hall of Fame. But my glove had 3 fingers, and that's what I played with during Little League. Because it was my grandfather's glove. It was just, we didn't have a lot of money, so we just used the hand-me-downs from my grandfather. And what years did Warren Spahn play?
No shit. 1942 to 1965.
The last time I took my grandfather to Fenway, we were up in a box, and we're sitting there. It was me and my grandfather and my dad and my brothers and cousins, and it was kind of quiet. And he goes, because he knew all the dudes. He goes, "Yeah, I saw Babe Ruth pitch here." And I was like, "Pitch?" And we're in Fenway Park. And he says out loud, "I saw Babe Ruth pitch here." So just saying I saw Babe Ruth play, that's like saying I saw Paul Bunyan chop down a tree.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? Is that at this point, is that a real person?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's folklore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Paul Bunyan, I'm sure, was a real person, but not 8 feet tall. And so the folklore you hear about Babe Ruth to me is just that. It's like, is that like, I'm sure it's story stuff.
Yeah. The pictures don't even look real.
Right,
when you see him, this guy looks like a cartoon man, and you see him, you're like, oh,
did they really move that quickly? Do you know what I mean? Why?
What character in a movie at this point?
It's John Goodman.
Yeah.
So when you tell me, and not only that, it's the character we know only hit. We never see that character pitch.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
I didn't know he ever pitched.
Me
Dude,
either.
he was a Hall of Fame pitcher before he was a Hall of Fame hitter.
Right. Which is why they compare
Ohtani
to him.
Yeah.
So he was a pitcher.
I was telling you this a couple weeks ago. It's so weird that we were talking to you about this.
He was a pitcher, right? And so when he said I saw Babe Ruth, and then he goes, "I saw Babe Ruth pitch here," and we were like, "What?" He goes, "He would have been way better if he didn't drink during the games." And I was like, he was still pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
I think he still might be in the record books. You might find his name somewhere in there, a couple places. Yeah. But what a crazy thing for him to say. But like, so we had some of his gloves, but you know what else we had? We had a trunk full of old war. Like, we had these giant mittens, but they had trigger fingers, so it was because they were fighting in the cold.
Murder mittens.
So we had the giant mittens that would keep their hands warm over in Russia or wherever they were.
Yeah.
But they also had a little trigger finger.
Yes.
It was crazy. It was crazy. Like, so we had a bunch of boxing gloves because he made a lot of sporting goods. We had a lot of gloves. We had gloves.
He's a glove guy.
Glove guy, but then he had the fucking mittens, and he had some other shit for the war. But it was this trunk of stuff was crazy.
Did he ever get his factory back and go back to making gloves after the war, or was that ship sailed?
That ship had sailed, and other companies had stepped in
because they were no more gloves.
No more gloves,
That's
man.
hard to say.
And so my mom has a closet of just gloves.
That's wild.
It's crazy.
You should do the documentary on this. And you should narrate it. Well, you're always doing something in media, and that's the thing I love about you. You inspire us. Once a year, I get inspired by you, and then I go back to being lazy the rest of the time. But I see you do so once a year. You come in, I see you do all this shit, and I'm like, this guy's doing the shit. He's like, and then not only do you do the shit, but you get your sons to they're all doing the shit too. They're all like doing things, and then I'm like, well, you got to produce, man. You got to do some shit. You're on the YouTube. You got the streams.
Don't call it the YouTube.
Sam tells me not to do that. I do it as a joke, though. I do it as a joke, but I know what it is. I'm on the YouTube.
Yeah.
I watch the videos.
I'm on the TikTok.
I know who Cutie Pie is.
Well,
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, it's a video game man.
Okay.
like
PewDiePie.
so.
No, I know. I'm purposely. That's the joke.
Is it PewDiePie?
Beauty.
Pew.
Beauty?
PewDiePie.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's-
got it.
yeah.
I appreciate it.
Single a first-person shooter name.
Josh, with 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube, I mean,
Yes.
that's a huge deal, right?
That's fat nuts, Tom.
And you know
Whoa.
what's interesting?
That's my nickname in high school.
is Josh, you're probably one of the only comedians that are touring through Orlando that have come in here in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, we built this shit out, and then a virus happened, and then comedian said, "Well, fuck everything. We're doing Zoom." And I'm like,
Yeah, we're not leaving our goddamn hotel room anymore.
No, dude, this is so much. In person is better than.
Well,
is.
a lot of people don't
and we
feel that way.
appreciate it.
You know,
we appreciate it.
but it is better always in person. But it's like I feel the comedians they're like, I'm just doing this shit from my hotel room, or I'm doing from home, I'm doing it from Zoom. It's easier for me, or I'm not even doing any of this local media tour. I'm just gonna promote it on my own social media and shit, and
Twitter,
and so like with
Instagram.
So you've got a huge social media following, so you don't have to technically do these like.
I like you guys
media.
though. I mean,
No,
you
I
could ask
appreciate it,
Krista.
yeah.
I was just like,
we appreciate that, man.
I honestly coming in this week. There's only now when I go into markets, I don't do all media, but there are some shows that I just like. I like you guys, man. I like coming in here and talking to you.
So
guys.
you don't do Good Morning Denver?
I will say local TV I like to do because I like to cause a little chaos. But there are some local stations that won't have me on anymore.
Oh, because you like to fuck with them.
Oh, 100. There's one local station that won't have comics on anymore because of me.
Really?
And
What would you do?
That's the thing. I don't remember. Can I tell you something? Somebody from Cleveland texted me. I was sick. Ryan Sickler. He was like, "What did you do on this morning show? They're not letting me on." And they said because of Josh Wolf. And I was like, I have to tell you, I don't even remember. I remember being super high and just talking some general shit. And then they were like, they're not letting any comics back on. And I was like, I'm gonna take that as a badge.
Yeah.
I'll take that
You're
as a badge.
starting a podcast with Ryan Sickler, are you not?
Yeah.
Oh, with
Yep.
Sickler?
Yeah,
That's
you didn't know
awesome.
about that?
No, I didn't.
Like, I heard Sickler sneak it into
Yeah.
and you did too. You dropped a what is
Sickler's
it? Can
one
you
of my
talk about
faves.
it?
Yeah, man.
I
Sickler's
don't
my
want to blow
guy,
up your
man.
spot, but
He
No.
never comes to Florida. Tell him to come to Florida.
Yeah, please. And you told another comic who reached out, who is his friend, or maybe not a friend, I don't want to
Oh, I have to go back
overspeak.
through my-
But somebody reached out and said, hey, Josh Wolf told me to get on your show. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Well, we love Josh. Let's get him on.
Yeah, you should always check in with me just in case it's
Oh,
somebody. It's somebody
Maybe
who's.
somebody like,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm like,
Maybe we'll ask off air then.
yeah, I fucked up. This guy could be a real pain in your ass.
Yeah.
And then you were doing that to get him out. Like,
Yeah. Let's put him on blast. What's his
Trying
name?
to find it.
Yeah, let's say his name out loud. Fuck it. If you're gonna use my name, let's fucking drop your
he
name.
had a picture. He used a picture in his email signature, and it was zany. I remember they was like, oh.
Chad Zumach?
I told Chad to come on.
I mean,
do you hate Chad?
he was claiming that, I guess.
I did not listen. I don't.
Oh, Chad's a liar.
I don't hate Chad, but he's lying to your face.
I knew it.
Let me just tell you this
Fuck
right
you,
now.
Chad.
I've not only
He
have
also just stopped responding to my emails. So.
Yeah.
not only have I never told him to come on your show, I've never had. This will tell you the extent of our relationship. I've never had a conversation with him where I suggested anything ever.
Just been generic
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah. Zero times have no. Chad, if you're listening, which you're probably not, but if you're listening, try not to drop my fucking name for anything, dude, unless you want to check in with me first. Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're on board. Picking up what you're laying down.
But I will tell you, like like Sickler is my guy, man, and he and I have such a good time. So the podcast, our laughs together alone, I think are gonna be.
That's true. You guys both have iconic laughs.
It's gonna be a bananas combination, but it's just gonna be us discussing, looking at, getting into weird shit. We're gonna unbox weird products. We're gonna have people send us things. It's going to generally be based on both of our loves for things that are just a little off the beaten path. And so and weird news stories, which you guys know I love.
Yeah.
You do.
You love weird shit.
Oh, dude, when people show up at my shows, and they do, with weird, somebody took their fucking eyeball out on stage.
I saw the video.
Yeah, you were watching that.
Yo, so I do this thing called the dance off at some of my shows, which I'm doing Saturday late show.
Right.
I don't do it every weekend, but Orlando that has a big enough stage where I can do one. And so at dance off, I have 3 people come on stage and do a generic. I play a song on my guitar and they do interpretive dance behind me.
All right.
And the winner wins their server $100.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Right? And so this one, and with the 3 questions I always ask everybody who comes on stage is rate your dance 1 through 10. Give me one name that tells me your dance style.
Okay.
And also tell me the name of your best dance move. So this woman comes on stage and I ask her in the 3rd question, I go, give me the name of your best dance move. And she goes, Cyclops. And I was like, huh. I usually,
yeah, that's a unique one.
Yeah, usually I can guess. That look on your face, man, was exactly, I go, huh. Usually I can guess what that dance is going to look like. So I was like, huh. And I even said out loud to the crowd, I go, does anybody have any ideas of what that might look like? So some people got up and did a couple Cyclops dances, and I was like, and I asked.
I like that they're like offering.
Yeah, they're
gonna
offering.
try something.
Josh,
Yo,
how about this?
My shows are very, man, when you come see me, when you leave my show, it's like you just had a friend come over and talk to you for an hour in your living room. So people feel very free to get up. They know I'm not going to ridicule them. If I'm asking you a question, I want you to be part of it, right?
Yeah.
So I go, none of those really rang true for me. And I ask her friends, I go, have you guys seen the dance? And they were like, yeah, we've seen it.
I like that.
So I was like, huh. So she gets on stage. She did one little dance move to the right, one little dance move to the left, and then just popped her eyeball out. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And then she started dancing it, like shaking it in front of my face. I'm like, I don't need to see that. You don't need to be shaking that.
It's glass, right? Or like polyurethane.
Yo, dude, so here's the thing. When I say fake eye, what do you think?
I don't want it to be.
Tell me what you think it's gonna be.
I don't want it to be mushy. I want it to be old man, like
you want a glass eye.
Yeah, war veteran.
The marble.
It's supposed to be just a smaller bowling ball.
Thank you.
That's in your eye socket.
Thank you.
Yeah, if it falls out, it rolls.
Yeah, that's what I was. I want a rolling eyeball.
I want the classic.
Give me
the classic.
Give me the Marty Feldman. Give me the fucking. I want it to make the sound when it comes out of your eyeball,
and
right?
it rolls across a wood floor.
I want it to fall into your drink and go, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like a Halloween eyeball. It was like a strip.
Yeah.
And so her eye, without it, looked like a sideways vagina, which I was
collapses.
Yeah.
This is
that's
gross.
not what
Wait,
I want. I don't want the.
So my grandmother has a fake eye, and she was a chaperone.
Oh my God, you're fired.
She was a chaperone for a Camp Weewa trip, and you sleep overnight, so she's just popping her eyeball out in the morning. You gotta wash it every day. So that's the trauma.
What are you gonna wash it for? Why are you gonna wash it?
It gets gunk in it.
No,
what's
disgusting.
My wife sleeps in her contacts. You mean they gotta wash their...
Oh yeah, you'll get infections.
Sam's grandma has one eye. Like, I imagine.
Followed me.
Did you just equate contacts with a fake eye?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not quite the same.
They're both disabilities. That's a disability. If you can't see without putting things in I can see without putting things in my eyes. I'm not handicapped.
Hey, listen, I don't want to blow your mind, but you can't see out of the fake eye. Did you know that? If you can take it in and out, it's not connected to anything, bro.
I thought maybe the way you were explaining it, I thought maybe
they don't unhook it from like a.
Let me get the tab. It's clipped in there. It's like a printer cable.
Now listen, if I had an electronic eye, this is what I'm doing. I'm hooking it up so it is electronic. So it's like on lifts, so it goes beep, beep, like it can come out a little bit. Like get me one that does some shit. Don't give me like a little flap.
Can you get a creative one?
That's what I want.
Did you have a dentist now that'll put things on your teeth. Our dentist will do that, right?
Did you see Last Action Star with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
Give me that dude's eye that has different colors and can do different things.
The smiley face
eye.
Yeah,
give me one that has like shoots lasers out of it. Or like that. Kind of.
You see the
like you want it in the back of a limo that makes.
I mean, don't we have the technology yet to where it can at least move?
Yeah,
they can't even move. Like if I'm looking left, this eye's still staying straight.
Yeah, you gotta.
They don't move.
You can't like. I mean, yeah, you'd be able to learn how to move that thing with your eye muscles, right?
I think that like the fake eye technology is so much behind the fake hand and fake leg.
And ears, because they have like cochlear like implants now.
Yeah,
what was the
They're
word?
just cochlear.
Yeah, I put coke implants up my nose.
Cochlear? Is that more cokey?
It's inside your eardrum.
It's even cochlear than the last one?
Exactly. What's funny?
Eye technology hasn't gone far at all.
Yeah, what's the deal?
Can you put like maybe a zipper and you can put a little
storage.
Yeah, you put storage.
That's a little eye pocket.
If it doesn't
and
work,
you put your Xanax in there, and you put your weed in there.
You're right. The cops are looking.
Nobody's looking in your eye for your drugs.
The
That's
cop,
true.
Yeah, he's like, pull your eye out.
Yeah.
I'm not pulling it out. You're gonna have to go in there and get it.
You know what? Actually, now if we are gonna do that, I think if you really want it to be a nut sack. You take your nuts out because you don't need them after a certain while.
Yeah,
that's where you keep shit.
You're right.
I would love it.
After, do you need your nut?
No, they already cut. They already cut it.
Yeah, dude. So let's now be functional. A nut sack, so I can keep it like. What would you keep in your nut sack?
Oh, I already got a mess down there.
I
got a mess down there already.
What does that mean?
I got a varicocele. I got a ball of veins that's in my balls.
Hold on.
It's ballception.
You need your nuts for testosterone, right?
I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works.
Like you need testosterone.
Well, but sometimes you take one out if you have cancer.
Yeah, the other one will make.
So
it's like your kidneys. It's just like your kidneys.
You can survive with one.
By the way, we are all clearly doctors. Yeah. So everybody, all we're saying is you only need one nut, one kidney, and just take it from us.
One eye.
Josh, one eye. Yeah.
Josh, I have to ask you because you have my dream, and I'll explain.
I know exactly where this is.
Yeah, exactly. Sam knows. So,
I do too. Yeah.
So I got two sons. They're 7 and 8 years old, and I love hanging out with them.
Yeah.
And my biggest fear is them one day not wanting to hang out with their old man, and then leaving and starting their own life, and then I do what I see other parents do, which they see their sons every once in a while,
overcompensate,
and but they're living their own life, they're busy and stuff, and then it's like you only get a short amount of time. So I'm like terrified of that, and I thought that was inevitable.
Yeah,
and then I see you. Hanging out with your son all the time, and you're performing with your son, working with your son, and I'm like, seems like my dream.
So you want to get a decade ahead of this?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, because
he's very scared.
Because you want to. Because here's why. Because you can't just
people have been scaring him and telling him they're leaving at 12. Like they're saying,
they're teenagers. They just start their own lives, and you never
like
come
the
back.
Disconnect starts at 12 is what everybody's been terrifying him. One's 8, and he knows. Oh, I got limited time. If they're going to start
before their friends are more, And then,
well, your friends are more.
Yeah. No, I know.
Especially in high school.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that and look, man, I traveled a lot. So especially after he turned 12 is when I was like, all right, I got to start traveling now. Right. And so not only it was his teenage years and he was spending less time but I was homeless. So it wasn't like I was spending more time with him, but dude, the time I spent with him was with no phone, with no, like when I was present, I was fucking present.
Yeah.
And so that time spent was times 10. Right. And for him too, I had a listen, dude, we're not on phones. You're not with your friends. Let's hang out. And so in our relationship has always been built on respect and trust.
Yeah.
And so I find that, I know this sounds so simple, dude, but like built on respect and trust. And when my kids were that age, not friend. I was not their friend. That was not their dad.
They're his best friends. They're his only friends.
God, I want to be the friends.
He also lies to them all the time.
Listen, man.
They like lies.
Look, man. When they were that age, man, I was your dad, and look, man, we had fun.
Yeah.
But like, they knew there was my kids never got second chances. Like if I say something at my house, and I found that respect and trust, that part of the relationship leans us more into being friends now.
Were you strict?
So that was a foundation.
Yes.
Were you strict? I'm
Yes.
very strict. I'm the heavy. I have a daughter. She's 7.
And when I say strict, dude, I don't mean strict in the way of the 50s.
Right.
I mean strict in the way.
Well, that can be abuse, right? I mean, that's different.
What people consider strict now, honestly, my dad would just call consistent.
Interesting.
So, like for me, look, when I said, "Hey, don't do this," or "This is going to happen," it wasn't like, "Don't do that." It was they knew that was the line. Cross it.
Yeah, create boundaries.
I'm not a yeller, so they were never scared. Look, to me, if you're a parent that deals in a combination of not having them respect you and then getting overly angry, so that now you have no credibility. Now they look at you like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like
ever?
I can get under their skin.
What the fuck ever? Right? So it was dealt with, look, you couldn't, if I yelled, you knew I was serious. But they were not 9 and gonna get under my skin. I tell you this is not gonna happen. Cool. I don't need to scream and yell at you. I don't think fear was the way of discipline. It was, this is the rule. Well, you didn't follow the rule. This is what happened. I don't need to get mad. Why am I mad?
You just follow through.
You should be mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just doing what the rule says. And so, and this is just my theory. If you think about people in your life who you like to have around you, it's somebody that is consistent, that I know is going to follow through, and that I respect. And so I lean into being around those people. And so, like right now, my son and I have a great relationship because that was the foundation of it.
That is great advice, but I'm
not gonna do that.
We're still my best friends.
What you described is
everything you're saying is fantastic. Thanks for being here, John Wolf, everybody. That's what I felt.
Listening to the trainer on how to lose weight.
So you mean exercise and eat well? So no secrets? Got it.
But Josh, but I feel like you have a unique relationship comparatively to what I see in the world, where now you are working with your son. You're traveling. How old is your son, Jacob?
25, man.
25. So he's 25 years old.
Man.
I feel like there's not a lot.
It's a long way from what, peanut butter sandwiches?
Yeah,
is that
dude, a long way.
I remember those stories. God.
To be performing on stage with your son and for him to have the same loves and also like that respect and stuff. I feel like that's a unique relationship that's awesome to have.
It's also quality. It's not like you're just dragging him along and he's entertaining. He's
100%.
really good, man.
Here's the thing, though, guys. Like, I think there's a misconception that he and I hang out all the time. I live in Las Vegas. He lives in Los Angeles. We don't see each other that much. But when we see each other, because we have that relationship, it's simpatico, man. And so, like, that's the thing. It's like...
That's interesting because it's like you only see what you see on TV
and
stuff. So, like, we're watching a perform on stage and we're like, the father and son, they're together all... they're like... and they're sleeping in the same room.
But again... airing out the secrets.
Here's what it comes down to.
They only have one bed.
When when all my kids... But when
the funny thing is they got 20 beds and they all sleep.
They sleep in the same bunk bed. You guys just sleep down there?
I can't sleep.
I will tell you, man, you also want healthy.
Yeah.
A healthy and a healthy separation and a healthy everyone living their different lives is also healthy. You want that. You don't want them to be needing you, attached to you. Like, that is not healthy for them. So you want them to have the confidence that I don't need. This was another thing, man. I did not solve all my kids' problems. On the playground, if we were at a playground park and he ran up and was like, he's doing this, I was like, go solve it. I'm not going to go talk to that kid's parents because when you're 13, man, I'm not going to be here. That parent's not going to be here. And you two are going to have to figure out how the fuck to get along.
Yeah.
So, like, if that kid stole your truck, go figure out how to get your fucking truck back. And if that means that you guys end up a little dust up and I need to walk over with the parent, that's fine. But you're teaching that kid, you can't take my truck, and you're teaching yourself to solve your own fucking problem. Not to turn around and be like, Dad, go figure out how to get my fucking truck back. You figure out how to get your truck back, dude. That's your truck, right? He took it from you, right? That's it.
Yeah.
Come on, we didn't need that truck anyway.
Dude, right? But I grew up with 3 older brothers in the 80s. It's the law of the playground.
Yeah.
It's the law of the playground.
Yeah.
Now I'm a little different than our parents who weren't there. So I'm there to make sure there isn't an all-out fucking fist fight. But you have to figure out how to solve your own problems. I can't solve them. I think that's the biggest problem, the biggest issue, and that happens with parents now is that they don't want their kid. They don't let their kids solve problems. And so that's why you look, when you deal with these teenagers, you're like, these fucking millennials, it's not their fault. They did not learn to behave that way. You taught them to be pussies. You taught them to be upset. You taught them to never come across. Look, there's a whole generation who's like, doesn't want their kids to have any hardship or have any problems.
Sure. Yeah.
Yo, dude, I want my kid to fall off the bike, skin their knee, and be like, oh, that shit hurts. So I got to figure out how either not to skin my knee or to ride this bike or
really
to wear
good at the bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the idea of the skinning of the knee is across like everything, not just like the real skinning of the knee, but I want you to skin your knee, dude.
Yeah,
that's part of life.
You need to learn some shit.
Yeah.
You will ruin a human being if you don't let them work their own. If they never learn that, you'll ruin them because they'll never have the skills to be a productive adult.
I've said this before. Like if the first time your kid is running, there's a freshman in college and he's running across campus and he falls down and he skins his knee and he starts to cry. My fucking knee! Yeah, that.
You're gonna have a hard. You're making it harder.
That's gonna be hard.
By making it, you're making it easy on them early. You make it hard on them later. So,
but you know who you're making it easy on? Yourself.
Yeah.
You're making it harder for them early but easier for yourself, and that's not it. You're raising another person so they can be out there in life.
Yeah.
Not to make your life easier. You're trying to. It's not about you. It's about them.
Oh yeah. Oh no, you're right. As far as it is a thing that's easier for you to like when they're trying to make their own sandwich. They're taking the peanut butter out, and and then I'm like, I'll just do it. It's so slow.
Right.
And then you're making a huge mess. But it's harder for you to let them do it themselves. But that's what you have to do because anyway.
My dad. Okay, so he was over at the house. And I remember asking the kids, you guys want, what was for dinner? I go, you guys want, and I listed a couple things. And they're like, no, that's stinky, no.
Oh, yeah.
And they finally,
I get that.
Right, they walked out of the room. My dad goes, you asked too many questions. I go, what do you mean? He goes, not do you want broccoli? This is what is for dinner.
Oh my God, this is the
That's
argument I have with Andrea.
And he goes, this is what is for dinner. He goes, they're not involved in this.
Yeah,
right.
It's
this
my
is not
choice.
a conversation.
That's a parental decision.
This is not a conversation. This is not a diner. When you walk into the kitchen, it's not, and I remember, dude, if you didn't eat your broccoli for dinner, you know what was for breakfast? Broccoli. And not different broccoli, that broccoli.
Oof.
And if you didn't eat it for breakfast, you know what was for lunch? That broccoli.
Did they really do that?
That's hardcore.
Not only did my dad do it, I did it.
Really?
Fuck yes.
Do you refrigerate?
God, soft.
And
Do you refrigerate the broccoli in between when it's out for the meal?
Yeah,
Okay.
you refrigerate it.
Yeah,
But I would
all
be
right.
like, and I would even say, listen, dude, you can dip it in ranch, you can dip it in soy, but that broccoli is going into your mouth. And this is not a conversation. This is what is happening. This is what, and like when my kids didn't like their teachers, I was not a dude who was going in and switching class. There's going to be bosses you don't like.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's going to be
that is preparing you for life.
It's preparing you for life to be able to deal with situations that you don't find ideal.
Yeah.
You don't just get to find the best situation. Sometimes you have to make the best of it. And so I think like, look, there's so many better things that are going on now. Like, kids, I would say this generation of kids is way more open to different types of human beings, all that type of stuff that we may have been segregated growing up. They're like, whatever the fuck, that stuff doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Social media is so integrative, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there are some things that we're crippling them.
No, 100%. Yeah.
And when I mean we, I mean you.
I know who you mean. You don't have to tell the audience.
They know.
I was going to move past it. Because now they're all looking at her like, look look at you, and you're fucking doing it too. You people listening at home,
you're yelling at the listeners like at the old radio play.
You're just as bad as me.
Tom is making their kids. You're making your kids weak too. You know that shit. I'm lazy. I'm lazy. I don't have the strength to be like, eat this cold broccoli, you pieces of shit. I can't do it. I'm like, I tell him, I'm like, eat your 3 pieces.
The chat room.
I made him eat 3 pieces.
The chat room wanted to point out, and let's see what Josh says about this. The chat room wanted to point out that last week you said that there are some mornings where you carry your boys
like a baby,
and they're like 7 and 8. And you carry them with a swaddle, like Jesus, like a baby Jesus, and you swaddle them to the table and you set them down, and then you cook their 3-egg omelet.
Well, because no, come on.
How do you fix that?
What can I ask you?
I've only done that.
Can I ask what is your wife? What does your wife call you? What does your wife call you? What name does she call you?
Son of a bitch.
No, I'm just curious. Did she call you nickname? What does she call you when she calls you?
T.
Like
babe, or yeah.
But when she uses your name, does she give you an abbreviation? What does she call you?
TC.
Oh, T or TC.
Yeah. So just so you know, if you continue that behavior when your sons are 15, when you be like, come out for breakfast, you're going to hear, fuck you, T!
Yeah. He's right. He's fucking right.
Yeah.
By that time, I'll be on testosterone. I'll kick the door. I'll be raging.
T will stand for testosterone.
You'll be I have a plan.
Very inflamed,
I know.
Very red.
No, but Josh, you're 100% right, and it's hard to do that, it's hard for the parent because tough love is hard to do. But you have to do it for them.
Yeah,
it is difficult. It's like exercise and eating healthy and shit. It's like it's hard to do the right things, and all you could do is practice doing it.
Here's what I would tell you, man, and mostly and I was not a strict teenage parent because I didn't have to be. I had already established, they knew, hey, yo, when I say be home at this time, that means be home at this time. I on purpose, was stricter when they were young, so when they got to be teenagers, they felt comfortable coming to me with truth because they knew I had always dealt with truth and respect. And so because I set that relationship up early, they didn't have curfews. I didn't have to be strict because I would say to them, just don't be stupid.
What's the worst trouble they got into? Like as teenagers, because everybody has that one quintessential.
Jacob,
cops call you.
Jacob was grounded for he came home in June, put his backpack in the closet, walked into his room, and was grounded until school started.
Really?
Yeah, dude. He could go. He went from his room to the kitchen, backyard, but no. And when I say grounded, no video games, no. He got in trouble for something. And like I said, man, it's one warning. Because if I give you more than one warning, then you don't have to believe what I'm saying.
Was your dad this tough on you? I mean, I say tough on. I mean, this is a fair, because you're right. You don't have to necessarily be overly tough. It's like, hey, if you break the rules, here's a penalty.
I don't. And here's the thing: I don't consider it to be tough
because you're not hitting, you're not screaming. It's literally boundaries.
It's just boundaries. It's just boundaries.
I hate boundaries.
And here's the thing:
I know you.
You're supposed to didn't grow up with any. That's why
they tell you to break the boundaries down.
Here's another thing, dude. When you don't set boundaries, right, and then you yell. You are now a person that I don't trust because you're out of control. I don't trust your reaction. I can't tell you the truth because now you're yelling. I don't trust you. You say this is going to happen. I do it. You don't punish me and you yell. Okay. This is not a stable person. This is not somebody I can trust to react. Yeah. So they're not breaking the trust. You are. Now you're the liar. Just know, when you say something's going to happen and it doesn't happen, you're the liar, not them. That's how they record it. I can't trust that this person is telling me the truth. Period.
That's perfectly simple.
Yeah,
that's pretty simple.
All it is.
But Josh, the threats are easy. The follow through is the hard part.
But now, listen, dude. Let me tell you a story.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, you ready for this? Let me tell you when I realized that, because we've all, as parents, been like, if you do this, this is your punishment. And I remember threatening punishments and thinking, fuck, I hope I don't have to follow through.
Right. Because it makes your life harder.
Dude, anytime you ground a kid, you know who else is grounded? fucking you.
Yeah.
Like, I can't go anywhere
I do
either.
this with food. I'll be like, if you do that, we're not going to the plate. You know,
You want to go.
I want to fucking go to the plate. and I'm like, please don't do that. And she'll be like, meh, and act like a real bitch. And I'm like, fuck.
Can I tell you, this is, okay, when I over-threatened, okay, when Jacob was like 7.
Uh-huh.
All right, we were poor. I lived in one room with all 3 of my kids. I made $1,000 a month. He had a Game Boy. A Game Boy was a huge purchase for me at the time. That's $1,000. That's a 20% of my monthly salary.
Yeah. That's
Okay?
a lot of dough.
It was a huge purchase. So I see him. I pick him up at school, and he's playing his Game Boy. And I go, hey, dude. I go, you're not supposed to bring a Game Boy to school. And he goes, how did you know? I go, I know the rules. He goes, you know the rules? I go, yeah, dude, I know the rules. And he goes, I didn't know you knew the rules. I go, yeah, I know the rules. I said, listen, don't bring that to school. He goes, it doesn't matter. Nobody caught me. I go, that's not the point of rules. But I told him, I go, look, it's up to you if you want to roll the dice. I said, but if I see it, I'm throwing it away.
Oh, God.
And as soon as I said that, I thought, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I don't have the money to buy another one of these.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
that's a heavy launch, man. You went like, boom, right for throwing it away.
I thought, okay, he knows what I mean. The next day, he leans his bag up against the door. I'm a snooper. I snoop.
All right.
Straight up. And I'm going to tell you why I snoop. I don't snoop to I never snooped I snooped all my teenage kids. Not to bust them for normal teenage shit. I saw notes about people sneaking out of the house. I saw notes about drinking, shit like that. I'm not busting you for shit that I consider to be normal teenage stuff, because then we are really crossing a line as far as you trusting me. But if I'm looking for things that I think are a risk to your health.
Okay.
And I don't mind. And that was the thing Jacob got busted for a month for. For all the summer for.
Sure.
That's why he got grounded. And because if I think you're doing something that is detrimental to your health that I've talked to you about, I'm going to tell you straight up. So I look in his bag, and there's that fucking Game Boy. Not only was there a Game Boy there's $20. I'm like, where did you get that $20? So I took the 20 because I tell you, when he was 18 and broke open his piggy bank, he was like, there are 20 IOUs in here from you. I'm like, yeah. And I didn't leave the other 20.
Yeah, not on record.
Yeah, no.
That
he was like,
reported.
you owe me $800. I was like, eat dicks. You're not getting that money.
Wasn't reported.
It's the only place in my house that has changed.
Yeah.
Who keeps change anywhere?
My brother used to come up with $20 bills in there, and I would take every one of them. So anyway, I see that Game Boy. I'm like, shit. So on the way to school, I give him every chance, dude. Hey, man, you want anything you want to tell me? Nah. Is there anything you brought to school that's different today? No. Anything you're going to do at school that's fun? No. And then I hit him with this. This was my favorite. I go, just so you know, this is a punishment-free zone. You can tell me anything in this car ride.
Oh, you gave him that.
I go, nobody gets in trouble. He goes, can I tell you anything? I go, yeah. And he goes, okay. Trevor stuck his finger in the cat's butt. I was like, what?
He's been holding on to that secret forever.
I was like,
that must have felt good.
I was like, first of all,
Exactly.
we don't have a cat. So I don't know which cat we're referring to, but that's troublesome. But second of all, when did that happen? But but anyways, I was like, not what I was expecting. I go, do you have anything else? He was like, nah. I'm like, well, okay. So I get to school, drop him off, and I call my dad. I go, what do I do here? I don't have this money. And he goes, you got 2 options. You throw it away and you eat it. Or you just pretend like you never saw it. But he wins.
Mm-hmm.
And look, man, I grew up with 3 older brothers. I still, even at this age, I don't like thinking that people think they got over on me.
Yeah.
You know I hate that.
Right?
Yeah.
I have a problem with that.
So I have a real problem with that. And I can't let the 7-year-old think, oh, I'm smarter than this mother.
Yeah.
Or I got one over.
Yeah,
I
can't.
Uh-oh.
Because to me, when he thinks that, he's going to keep trying to push the envelope and getting things right. So I'm like, yeah, I can't have that. And he goes, yeah, I wouldn't do it either. So I pick him up at school. And by the way, look, man, he gets in the car and he's It's like the best day he's ever had at school.
Oh God!
Oh my God, dude, he's in.
Ruin it.
I'm like, how was school? He was like,
the cool kid with the Game Boy.
He was like, it was the best day ever. He was doing this whole thing.
Yeah.
Let
him be happy, Josh.
Is it like a Friday?
Dude, best day.
Oh, like skeeting into the week.
Now, can I tell you something?
He's so happy.
This is the type of asshole I am. You have a 7-year-old.
Yeah,
you know that pure joy. I started to laugh because I knew what was 10 minutes ahead. You know what I mean?
You already know the ending of the movie.
I started to chuckle. I'm like, boy, what a roller coaster of emotions this day is going to be.
Wait till you get the
He's up here right now. You're about to go, whee! Right? So we get to the parking garage. He's still best day ever. And I'm still chuckling a little bit. We get up to the 3rd floor where I was. We're walking down the hallway, and we had one of those trash chutes in the apartment building.
Oh God!
No, don't shoot it.
So I stop at
Yeah,
the
this
trash.
is like a movie, dude.
Dude, I stop at the trash chute, right? And I look at him and I go, hey. And he goes, yeah. I go, you want to throw away that Game Boy or you want me to?
Oh, you said it like that? You're a cool
man.
motherfucker. I would not be that cool.
That's
cool.
It's
He was
hurting
like-
Tom's heart.
He goes,
Oh no, Josh.
he goes, what? Like, and I go, you want to throw away the Game Boy?
He's so scared.
Or you want me to? Now he did. He went with one last ditch effort. He looks at me and he goes, what Game Boy?
Yeah.
And I said, I was like the dude from Boogie Nights. The safe under the bed in the bedroom. Like I had said it a million times. I go, the Game Boy in your backpack. Now, as a parent, let me ask you something. As a parent, have you ever, there are times where you like, especially when your kids are young, where you just tell them you have a superpower because you don't want to explain anything else. You're like, yeah, you're right.
Oh, you do that all the time.
Okay, so I remember I had told Jacob I had X-ray vision. And I go, the Game Boy in your backpack. And he goes, I forgot about your X-ray vision. And I was like, yeah, whatever.
Oh, he's still innocent.
Yeah. I was like,
He still believes
I was
it.
like, whatever.
Magic,
Okay.
you were using your powers technically.
I go, you want me to do it? He goes, yeah. And by the way, this was the only thing I did feel bad about. It was one of those long metal chutes.
No.
So it hit like think, bang, bang, bang.
no.
So dude, I heard it hit that side like 20
Pinball
times.
all the
Like,
way down.
and every time it hit the side, you could see his face like, like
One more scratch. One more scratch. Oh, the A button just fell off.
So we get down to it gets down to the bottom. We're walking down the hallway. And I will tell you this, dude. Look, man, there are very few teachable moments. Because as a parent, what you have to understand is most of the times when you're giving your best life speeches, all they're thinking is, when is this person going to shut the fuck up? Right?
Oh yeah. I see that.
So, they glaze over. You're giving your best shit, but they're just glazed. So, but I think he's vulnerable enough and open enough and so confused that it actually happened that I think I can get a few things in. So we're walking down the hallway and I go, here's a couple things I want you to know, man. That was very difficult for me because my goal in life is for you to be happy and for you to have better than me. And this is really important to me. But what also is important to me is that I think that I'm teaching you lessons that are important for you going forward. Now, I said, I want you to know a couple things going forward. One, your dad is a guy who says what he means. And so when I tell you something, this is how our relationship needs to be built. When I tell you something, I want you to know that's what's going to happen forever. What comes out of my mouth, when I tell you this is going to happen, you need to know as your dad, this is what's going to happen. Moving forward, if we have trust and respect like that forever, when I tell you something's going to happen, as my son, that's going to happen. I said, the next thing you need to know is, this is America, dude. You get to do whatever you want. That's a beautiful thing about being here. You can pick whatever action you want. You don't get to choose people's reaction to your action. That is not something that you can ever get mad about. If you tell somebody something and you want to tell them that, you can't get mad at their reaction. That's not up to you. You don't have any control over that. All you have control over is your action. You knew that there was a possible reaction because I told you what it was. You chose your action. You can't, that's it. Now you have to let it go. So you don't get to pick consequences, right? And he goes, oh, and he started to cry.
Did you see Tom glaze over?
Yeah.
No,
we go into the apartment and I say to him, I go, so tell me, what did you learn? And he goes, I learned that you do what you say. And I go, when? He goes, forever. And I go, what else did you learn? He goes, I learned that there's action and reaction and consequence. I'm not sure if that's the right order, but I know that's what happens. And I go, what else? And he wipes his eyes. I go, what else did you learn? He wipes his eyes. And he takes a deep breath, just like a cleansing. Mm-hmm. And he looks at me and total confidence, and he goes, I know what I want for Christmas. And I was like, this motherfucker. Oh, I went dumpster diving. An hour later, I couldn't afford another Game Boy.
Yeah.
I had to go down to that dumpster and jump in that motherfucker and find a package.
Little drywall done.
Yeah. But we never did that dance again.
Yeah. Because he knew.
Yeah, we never did that
knew.
dance.
So, Josh, I'm curious too with your YouTube following because
it's immense.
We're in a similar business and podcasting and media. You have a following, and there's advertising power there, right?
Yeah.
And I generally know how YouTube works, where it's like they'll put ads in front of your video and then pay you directly. But there's also influencers, tons of them. We've talked to them that are starting to do their own advertising themselves, and they'll be
independently.
They'll be approached by brands and stuff. And nowadays, it's not by like, "Hey, Josh, we want you to promote Snuggle Fresh." Like, you know, like a weed brand will come to you or something you're into already because everybody knows like if you endorse something you use, it works the best, you know. But that endorsement power is huge because you got over 1 million followers. Blah blah blah.
Right.
So have companies come to you and talk to you about endorsing brands and advertising and stuff like that? And have you gone into that route? Because it seems like you have a crazy amount of value in just your following.
Yeah, I have had people approach me. I'm not in a situation where I need money.
Yeah.
And so it has to be something that I use or that I believe in. And so I don't drink anymore. I've had a ton of beer companies because I'm sure that I was a dude who drank a lot of beer, and I'm sure a bunch of people that follow me drink a bunch of beer. I make bad life decisions when I drink. Do you know what I mean? So
you can't endorse a beer if you're not drinking it.
It doesn't seem like, for me to be honest, to be like, drink this beer, but I'm like, I don't drink beer. You know,
your audience knows you don't because they know you.
That's
you know?
right. Yeah. And so like the people that have approached me, there are some things that I have done. There's some earbuds that I've jumped on board with and other shit. But like in general, man, if I'm not somebody who uses your product, I'm just not gonna push it out to. But look, part of who I am, and I think part of one of the reason people follow me is I'm pretty much the dude you live next door to.
Yeah.
And so I'm not pushing things on you. I'm if I talk to you about something, it's something that I'm on board with.
I was just curious because
I'm not pushing Sherry's berries on you.
Yeah.
I've never had her berry.
Yeah.
But I've heard very good things about these berries.
Yeah, well, it's Bill Burr's best read ever.
And what
Sherry's
dumb
berry.
luck that she happens to have the name Sherry.
I know.
And her product is berries. That's just...
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
I wish it was Sherry and Barry's berries.
Oh, that'd be really
Barry's
good.
berries?
Yes. Terry.
Carrie?
Sherry,
Mary?
Carrie, Terry, and Mary's berries.
Larry?
Larry's berries. All the berries.
Carrie?
Yeah, I like all of them.
Yeah.
Josh,
we could do this all day.
Yeah, we could. Perry?
Yeah. And he'll be really mad.
Yeah.
Does Jacob listen to your advice about like the entertainment industry? And
or do you even offer that up, or do you want him to like kind of find his way there too?
Yeah, I'm curious because at 25 he's an influencer himself. He's got a following. He's learning and also he's navigating a world he's more familiar with just because he grew up
on the internet. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like
it's an interesting question. Okay,
Yeah.
so I have 3 kids.
Yeah.
And my 2 oldest ones. So my oldest son Trevor, who just got out of the Army, cool. He started stand-up. He did stand-up for the first time ever with me in San Antonio.
Okay.
And crushed. My daughter is doing her first set in August with me.
No shit. That's
Jacob
crazy.
Does not want to do stand-up by himself, but he likes coming on stage with me. It's different. We all look, man. You know, you have different relationships with all different kids, right?
Yeah.
And so, my only advice to any of them is to have fun and be yourself. Because look, man, if you're pretending to be somebody else, eventually you're going to be yourself, and you're going to disappoint the people who signed on for the other guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you might as well just jump into you. And so that's.
And it's the easiest thing to do. It's way easier to be yourself.
So Jacob likes coming on stage with me. He likes the banter. Our banter together is really what. Look, man, this thing that I shot with him recently. We shot a show called Family Tussle.
Yeah. I subscribed, even though there's no videos yet. We're ready to go. We're ready to go.
Can I show you? Okay, I'm going to show you 2 things. So it's a father-son competition show where the loser has to do something embarrassing, the punishment. Now, I'm going to show you one of the things he made me do, but I'm going to show you this punishment. Can you post it?
Sure.
I mean,
not
is there nudity
live.
or
Oh,
No. But look.
Yeah, we
Are
probably
there
could.
guns, drugs, or nudity?
No.
We can't post that.
Yeah, we probably could.
This is one of the things that he had to do. This was his punishment for an hour out on Ventura Boulevard.
Now describe what's going on.
Oh, wow.
Here.
Okay, so it's him sitting in front of I can put it on the camera. Yeah, this is him sitting in front of a table with a gray tablecloth, and it says, "Ask me about living with herpes."
So he sat on
severe.
He sat on Ventura Boulevard for an hour, where people
On Ventura?
Yo, dude, there were people coming up. We have him on hidden, but I'm gonna have to show you. So he made me get a tattoo.
Whoa, y'all go hard. You
ready?
Oh, no.
This.
Oh, no. You look very lean.
By the way, this
What's a
is
chest
way worse
tattoo?
Look
than
at this guy.
Oh,
here.
back tattoo.
Oh, it's a back tattoo?
Josh, you are ripped.
Here. We'll put
You're
it
on that T too.
Yeah, look at that. What does
it say
says,
here?
Jacob is my biological dad. What? You guys are nuts.
So we
You do have a relationship built on honesty
But
and trust.
this is
My
what I want.
God. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is what you want.
I want gambling bets with tattoo payoffs.
So
with my son.
that tattoo because I was gonna make him get my face on his back. So he was like, I'm
that's
so
Steve-O.
glad.
I like that, though. I like that. That's
This
great.
is so much better. It's like a real low key, just a dig.
Because, like, when you took it off, though, too, I was like, oh, my God, he's got something really nice written for his grandma or something. Like, you would never know.
But so the competition is, it's called Family Tussle. So we challenge each other. There were 10 challenges. We challenge each other to 5 each, and the loser of each has to do something embarrassing. We sparred.
I saw that, yeah.
We did a model competition. We got in those giant orbs and ran at each other.
Yeah,
those
yeah.
are crazy.
We did a rap battle. We did axe throwing. Dude, we did a ton of, and we had great guests. We had dance. We did a dance competition where we had someone from Dancing with the Stars come, and Trailer Trash Tammy,
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
So her and this woman from the Dancing with the Stars were our guests.
Oh, that's great.
Dude, we had Seth Green and his wife Claire were guests on one of them. They judged our rap battle.
Do you just hit up your buddies and say, like,
Yeah,
hey,
man.
you want to be part of this
Look,
thing me
dude,
and my son are doing?
Can I tell you? For me, I've done a ton of shit.
Yeah.
What I know works is people who know each other and like each other. So if you get those people in a room together, and they don't even have to be the funniest people, because familiarity is what this is what is
Yeah.
the
It's a vibe.
The
yeah.
chemistry.
you
yeah.
three together. There's a shorthand. You can insult each other in a way because you know each other,
Right.
where you're laughing. It's what made Jackass. If after every stunt they went, oh, we wouldn't watch it. But the fact that you saw buddies fucking with each other, everybody grew up like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
yeah.
it was acceptable. So to me, look, Chelsea lately, even Rogan. You know what you love about Rogan and Ari and Joe Diaz and Tom and Bert and all is that it's a dysfunctional family that everybody's family is dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're watching a dysfunctional family. You're watching you and your friends. When you watch Chelsea lately, look, man, you watched because you saw people on a round table who knew each other fucking with each other in a way that was very familiar
It's
to you.
comfortable, yeah.
So for me, when I do these shows, like one of the reasons when I was doing Controlled Chaos and wanted you guys to do it with me,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
all that matters is I know your chemistry. I know that if I get you on a couch together, you're going to say something and he's going to make fun of you because he knows that's not true. Or he knows the instant, right? So there's a familiarity that I can't buy from it. Look, if I have Wanda Sykes did a talk show that she put out. There were so many copycats when Chelsea was out with stars. You know why that doesn't work? Nobody gives a fuck about 3 stars who are just waiting to tell their jokes. Show me 3 people who know each other, who are fucking with each other in a way that I understand.
And more than likely because they like each other.
Because they like
There's
each other.
love.
Because they like each other.
Yeah.
And that's the basis
Rooted
of
in
it.
positivity at its core.
So
True.
this when I have this set was everybody I hired. I knew everybody. We were pieing each other in the face. The show behind the show. of air horns scaring people jumping out of closets with pies, pieing people.
Yeah.
That's what people are tuning in for. And so that feeling of the guests and the judges and all that shit, with Jacob and I, it was
And
next
you did
level.
10 episodes, right?
10 episodes.
And all on YouTube.
So they're coming out at September 15th. Can I send you guys the
Yeah.
link? Listen, if I would love to have everybody just click on.
Well, they're
and
trying to
subscribe.
get tickets to you right now in the chat room.
Yeah.
They're like scrambling to
Come-
see.
Well, I
Yeah.
think it was the taking the shirt off that really sold the ticket.
I gotta say,
All the
that-
ladies are going
The
crazy.
lady, you sold like 7 ladies tickets. Like
So-
they're like, go.
I will tell you. So my addiction has turned from what people usually are addicted to, but I'm in the gym, dude.
Really?
Is it?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
look
yeah.
good.
I'm in the gym, dude. My diet is super strict, but because I live in Vegas now, right?
Oh,
And
right on.
So I work out twice a day, not on purpose. One is I got to get up at 5 a.m. because it's so hot, and I do a 3-mile hike with my dog. So that's one workout, and then I'm in the gym. So, but I'm not drinking anymore, but I'm eating healthy and
working out.
Nice.
working out like a fucking.
I haven't had a
maniac.
drink in 300 and some days today. It's like 319 or
That's
320.
congratulations, dude.
Yeah, but I'm not doing. But I'm also eating every bad thing I can get a hold of. You know, like this morning for breakfast.
Yeah.
I had 3 now and laters.
Yeah.
I had 3 now. That's what I fucking had for breakfast. 3 now and laters.
Yeah, those are
At
later
least
and
they
laters.
were great.
Yeah.
I had like.
Oh, I
They're good.
love the
They're
grape.
back.
Do you chew them or do you leave them in your mouth and let them dissolve?
I do both. I
Me
let
too.
them dissolve,
Me a
and
little
then
bit.
I get them to a point where they'll stick to my fillings.
Oh yeah,
Because
dude.
all of my teeth are fake. Not all of them. I'm
This
joking.
one fell out
Really?
3
'Cause of
days
now
ago.
and later?
I was eating a fucking salad, and I was like, "This is the crunchiest."
Gotta eat now and laters.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
You're kind of shaped like an hour there.
I have the body of a human now and later. But hot in a car. I have
A
the
melted-
body,
a
I have
melted
the
now
body
and-
of a now and later in a car.
Josh, you
No sharp corners.
My wife loves it. She's like, oh, I can't wait to get home and sit on that hot now and later.
well, first, real quick, get your tickets. TheImprovOrlando.com.
They're doing it right now. TheImprovOrlando.com.
Are you coming this weekend at all to any of the shows?
I will, yeah. You know what? If you know what? I'm gonna get a sitter.
Dude, come.
I'm calling Vive. Where's
Do you
Grandma?
still smoke weed?
Oh my god.
So
Yeah,
let's,
yeah.
Oh my
let's
God.
get high.
Daniel stopped drinking too.
Hey,
and
you want to
it
hear
just,
something crazy? Want to see something funny? This
Yeah.
is funny. So I put this in my pocket, and you started talking about Xanax. And this is not Xanax. That's weed. That's how they package it now.
It
medically.
looks like a Xanny bar.
And that is fucking me up because that's 20 milligrams of indica right there.
I don't
And
think he
I'm like-
believes you.
And then I'm like, and then I asked the guy, I
They
go, why
marketed
do
it
you?
like a Xanny bar. It's
Isn't that
weird,
weird?
right?
Oh my god, it
You
fell
just
apart
split
like
it
a
for
Xanny.
us.
Oh my
it's
god.
like it's like you just split it for
yeah,
us.
I'm
Yeah.
like, we're supposed to 69 now.
Everybody take a square.
Seriously,
It makes sense.
I
By
hate-
the way, what move is that in MMA when they're 69 in each other? What is it?
The Gravitra.
Yeah, is this move called the Kama Sutra? Which move is that? By the way, 20 milligrams. That's like a warm up, right?
Well, for me, yeah, let's get out of bed.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, this guy is weak. I
Oh,
do,
yeah,
I
yeah.
do.
It affects me too
4
much.
100.
No, it's
and
too
then
much.
I'm dialed in. I do about 100.
Me, I'll do 100 before my late show on
Yeah,
Saturday.
about 100.
Which show are you going to come to?
Whatever one you think will be the
okay.
best.
It doesn't
So-
pique your anxiety, Josh. Like 100 milligrams. It's
riding the lightning.
I just want to tell you, the 100 milligrams evens me out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
My wife likes me on 100 milligrams because she's like, it really stops you from talking quite as much.
Oh, that's what I do.
Maybe you need to get on that
That's
100
what Andrea said.
milligrams.
That's what my wife says
She's
too.
like, have you not taken your weed yet? Because
She'll just point
eat
me.
it up.
She'll just point me in the right direction and sit me down.
Let me tell you how these shows are going to break down.
It's hot in here. Is our air
So
broken? What the fuck?
Friday and Saturday early are just going to be bangers.
All right.
They're all bangers. But listen, I'm so dialed in as a comic right now. You guys have never heard me talk about myself like this. I want to tell you something right now. These last couple years, I'm dialed the fuck in. I've never felt this way on stage before.
That's awesome.
In my life. It feels so good. Like, it feels so good. And so, like, I would tell you, and all my shows are different. I don't do the same set ever, and that's mostly because I have ADD and get bored also. But the late shows are loosey-goosey, man. I'm going to be high. That Saturday late show, we're doing a dance-off.
I might have to make the dance off. Right?
Yeah,
like,
it's
that's got to
Saturday-
be the one, I think.
Now,
What's that? What time's that start? 10?
Friday late show will be heavier Jacob Wolf. Ooh. Saturday Late Show will be the dance-off.
You're bringing so much to the table when you come in now.
My man.
You got like your boys
yeah, dude,
coming,
and my
tagging
guitar.
along. Yeah.
I was going to bring the guitar in this morning.
That would have been cool. I just bought a Martin. I should have brought it. I didn't know you
How
were.
long have you been playing?
All my life. I'm a drummer, but it calms me down. I suffer from anxiety real bad. And you know what doesn't?
Yeah.
It's impossible to have anxiety and Travis pick.
Yeah.
Because you just sit there and I like doing like finger work.
Do you finger me? Is that what happened?
I can finger.
yeah.
I'm a finger, yeah.
It calms me down to use my fingers.
I am started at the rolling skate rink, and now here I am.
Is that your first fingering?
Yeah,
the
DeLand, Florida, date and skate. I fingered. They had carpet on the walls.
Stop.
So you'd finger and you'd wipe your finger on the
Come
wall.
on.
Yeah, it was a rite of passage. It was a rite. I did this, by the way.
So I remember the first time I fingered a girl. I didn't know. Okay.
Get your finger story ready,
No,
Tom.
come
We're doing
on, I don't
fingering
wanna talk
stories.
about
Krista, you got one? Sam, you got one.
I didn't know I was supposed to move my finger. I just left it in there.
Oh, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I just
That's
left
called
it
soaking.
Yeah, but yeah, my brother was like, "You mean you took her temperature?" I'm like, "Yeah, something like that."
Just let it sit in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I thought I was like,
Marinate.
"Is this how this works right here?"
But then when you get a wife,
Just sitting there. Does this
No,
feel good?
with my wife-
I asked her if it felt good, and she
You know
was
what's
like,
funny?
Guys always do that.
with my wife now, my wife's like, just on the outside. You know, like you could just go at the top. I'm
No.
like, I don't want to do the top. I want to slip it in.
No.
Because that's how I know there's still a hole down there. I'm like, I don't know. I want to make sure it
Come
hasn't
on.
closed up. It's like your earring.
"Like an earring?"
Stop.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
What
like
gauge
with
is
the-
that? What gauge are
Yeah.
you using down there?
Like we went to piercing pagoda. You cried the whole time.
Josh, thanks so much for coming in, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
absolutely.
It was sweaty today.
It is warm.
Check out Josh Wolf's YouTube channel. Of course.
Can I put the family tussle? Can I?
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
send you the
Yes,
link?
We'll
yes,
put it-
send
yeah.
it to me, and then we'll throw it in the chat room, and then we'll put it on all of our social for people to subscribe and get ready for the show.
And listen, the other punishments, I just gave you the tame ones. The
So
other
is everyone in the chat room is having an impromptu meetup now? Are we doing
Yeah, they
late
are.
show?
They're getting tables together.
We're doing late show Saturday. Is that what we're doing? Is that okay?
Come down. Listen, guys.
Unofficially, is that what
Now,
we're all meeting?
I will if you and you're. We
Yeah,
should talk
I'm
about it
coming.
afterwards. If you want to play a song and I'll sing the.
Oh God, I'd be too nervous.
You don't have to. Okay,
I'd be
okay,
too
yeah,
nervous.
yeah, yeah.
I'd freak out. I'm
Of
not that
course.
good of a guitarist.
Me
either.
neither, dude.
But if you want me to play drums,
Bring the drums out.
but I have a. It's,
Wait, hold on.
It's huge.
You want to set up the.
I won't bring my gong. I'll leave the gong.
Bring the bong. Leave the gong.
Yeah, you love the gong. He's a big fan of the gong behind there, and then the guys that put the elbow pad on and then the
Oh,
gong.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
My whole thing is you lifted it all the way up there for one gong a show. Like, it's ridiculous.
I don't
It
even
is
think
the
they-
easiest gig at the symphony. The gong guy. You got that one gong?
Yeah. So one time.
I was that guy.
You were the gong guy?
I went to Stetson for percussion.
Did you really?
Yeah, so
did you
all the-
marching band at all?
I did. Yeah, percussion, snare,
Both or
section
the
leader.
you
Yeah,
did
I
it-
started on bass drums, on tonal bass drums.
Yeah.
But like in the symphony, like I was the guy standing back there with the cymbals during a 3-minute song, and I'd have one note, and it would be the final cymbal, and it sucked.
Yeah.
It's the worst, but it's important. Because it does. If you fuck it up, it sounds terrible. Because or if you like choke it or make it sound weird, you got to go big with them. And I don't want to get my armpits out because I'm sweating like crazy. But you're like,
That is
go real-
amazing.
yeah, it's cool.
Listen, bring those.
Okay. Bring my cymbals.
Bring your
I don't
finger.
have any.
You have any fingers?
Finger some. I don't. I left them in my wife.
Do you have a
Ta-da.
Do you have her? Do you have a tambourine? Do you have a triangle? Do you have a
don't.
recorder?
No. I have maracas.
Can I tell you
I got
my
a melodica.
Can I tell you my favorite maraca joke?
Sure, please. We'll end on the maraca joke.
All right.
I think this is perfect.
Okay, so I like playing practical jokes on people, and I like playing golf. And in California, a lot of golf courses have danger rattlesnake signs. So whenever they do, I always carry maracas in my golf bag.
That is funny.
And so I'll say a couple times on the course, "Oh, look at the rattlesnake." So I put it in people's heads.
Yeah, Inception. Yeah.
Yeah, right? You got to put it, you got to have it in the back of their head.
You're
not,
nudging them, right?
Not
Isn't
so
that
they're
what- yeah.
actively scared, but so they've heard it a few times.
A nudge.
Right? And so you don't want them, but so when you're in the woods looking for their ball and they, you poke with all you got to give is just one, shh. Dude, when you put rattlesnake in someone's head and you shh that maraca, even though it doesn't sound like a rattlesnake, and even though the maraca sound is coming from behind them, not where they're pushing, it guaranteed both feet off the ground, Scooby-Doo, zoinks, run in midair. Zoinks! Guaranteed turn in midair, get the fuck out of there. That's a rattlesnake. It's such a good, friendly, family-friendly, easy, 100% guaranteed joke. It's so good.
Josh, have you seen the where they clip with a fishing line a snake to the back of someone like
to their polo?
They're getting ready to drive, and
So
then and then it seems like it's chasing them.
Yeah,
I've seen the.
Always good.
If someone's running legitimately for their lives,
Yeah.
it's the best prank in the world. You know, like it's nothing funnier, by the way. If someone thinks they're gonna die and then is not going to, but they think they are, it's really fucked up, but it is funny.
It's so good. Any kind of weird run. Because
they're show them
their first 3 or 4 steps is like a weird, both feet are off the ground.
They're trying to survive. That's funny.
It's like a hot lava run. It's so good. The first 3 or 4 steps.
They're suddenly flexible.
Oh,
They're moving in ways they've never
You're
moved.
like that.
They'll
Pull the muscle.
Yeah. They'll hurt themselves. Josh, thanks so much.
Thank you so much, guys, for having me.
it.
I appreciate you.
All right. We'll see you on the Friday Free Show.
Yes, sir.